Today is Friday the 13th, and Spirit Halloween has decided to drop another teaser for their Halloween 2025 season, another look into the Madison Scare Park theme. Let's take a look. Happy Friday the 13th, everyone, and Spirit Halloween has dropped their second teaser for their Halloween 2025 season. They dropped their first teaser last month at the end of May, incoming Madison Scare Park, which showcased a whole bunch of glimpses at some brand new animatronics for this year. It didn't really show a whole lot, but today's video dropped a whole bunch of names which are going to be kind of going in and analyzing of what each of these animatronics could be. They have done this in the past where they've dropped videos or a couple photos that showcase some of the brand new animatronic names for their Halloween season, like in 2023 where they showcased them on the tombstones. Last year they had that little carnival advertisement photo, and this year they are either graffitied or on some signage in the subway station. So without further ado, let's take a look at the teaser one more time, and then we're going to kind of go in and analyze all the names that we have spotted. So when the teaser first plays, we can kind of see a tunnel along with some rails at the bottom of the screen. At the top there, we can see two graffitied names, Bullseye and Fire Demon. I'm thinking Bullseye might be a cowboy animatronic. However, I'm kind of leaning more towards a dummy strapped to a knife wheel with the knives jabbed into him, mainly one in his chest where the Bullseye would be. And this can go along with the Dagger Mike animatronic we got a couple years ago. I assume the knife wheel would spin 360 and there would be other knives kind of scattered along the wheel. Now, Fire Demon, I'm thinking could be a cremator style animatronic where there are flame effects at the bottom of his kind of cloak. He would be kind of like a hooded reaper, he'd be holding a scythe, but with a cremator style flame effect, which would be really awesome to see. I loved the cremator animatronic from last year, and I think it would be even better if they could transform him into a reaper. Next, we can see a rat scurrying over a sewer cap, which reads Mutant Sewer Rat, which is an animatronic that was leaked earlier this month at the Spirit Halloween flagship store. A video was taken by Spirit Keeper, and it showcased an animatronic box pressed against a window that read Mutant Sewer Rat. We actually saw his face in the last teaser, but we can see his two buck teeth and his whiskers, and it looks like it to be a Deathstalker reskin of some sorts, unfortunately. As much as I would love to see a zombified mutant sewer rat, that's not what it's looking like right now. However, Spirit Halloween might be dropping more zombie rats down the line, as it's a subway station and we need tons of rats, so hopefully that is the case. Now, in between each of the sections, there are some static, and within the static I can kind of make out some things, but this one kind of looks like an animatronic, possibly. It looks like some hooded, cloaked ghost, possibly. And I'm wondering if their name is dropped in this teaser, and it most likely is. A couple animatronics that might fit his name or description, so I'm not entirely sure yet, so we'll have to wait and see. Next, we see an escalator that slowly pans up to a sign that reads 𝐿, which 𝐿 is a licensed character from the Conjuring universe, specifically the Nun. She was actually canceled last year and now brought back for this year's Halloween season. I'm hoping for a jump scare aspect to her, either a lunging motion or a pop-out motion, similar to the Ghostface and Haunters animatronic we've seen in years past. But I assume she'll most likely just light up and move her mouth, and possibly have a little bit of motion, but I assume she'll most likely be a static animatronic. Next, we see a hallway with some stairs in the back, and there are two animatronic names that we can see: Two-Faced Teddy and Backbend Bonnie. Backbend Bonnie's name was actually teased in the last teaser, and I'm assuming she'll most likely be a Broken Spine Girl remake, which is an animatronic we saw many years ago at Spirit Halloween. But I also thought she could be an Exorcist-style animatronic where she's on all fours, and her back is facing down, and she kind of pops up, similar to Nightcrawler. That would be really awesome to see, but I'm kind of leaning more towards the Broken Spine Girl remake. Now, this actually could be Broken Spine Girl with a brand new name. However, I'm thinking it's going to be a different style animatronic. For Two-Faced Teddy, I believe it's going to be a teddy bear with its head that rotates 180, like a jump scare animatronic where one side will be a nice looking teddy bear and the other side would be an evil teddy bear. Kind of similar to Poor George, where he flips over to reveal one side being like an evil side and the other side being a nice side in a way. And this would be an awesome jump scare animatronic, and we haven't really seen this done at Spirit Halloween a whole lot. So I'm really hoping that is the case, and I'm really excited to see what this animatronic is. Next, we get a look into the subway car, and along the walls there are some graffiti names. One of them being Monkey Business, which is either could be a cymbal bashing monkey similar to Monty, which we saw a couple years ago, or it could be a monkey playing the drums. I loved Monty and the Monkey Chimes animatronic we saw a few years back, and I'm really hoping we can kind of get a different variation where the monkey's playing the drums or a different instrument. I'm hoping the monkey has some sort of evil face, as that creeped me out as a kid a whole lot. I'm sure if that animatronic is what I think it is, it'll definitely freak me out in stores. On the sliding doors of the train, we can see two names, Electrified Corpse and 𝐃𝐀𝐫𝐤. Now, Electrified Corpse is an animatronic that was released in 2016 and is now going to get brought back for the Halloween 2025 season. We actually teased in the last teaser, we saw a little flash of him, and he'll make a great addition to the ISC for this year. 𝐃𝐀𝐫𝐤 sounds like a female vampire animatronic, maybe similar to the Midnight Countess animatronic we saw many years ago at Spirit Halloween, where it's a vampire in tattered clothing with possibly red glowing eyes and pale white skin. I thought about maybe this could use the same mechanism as Dark Princess and Dagger Mike. However, I'm kind of hoping for more of a standing vampire animatronic, and I'm hoping the 𝐃𝐀𝐫𝐤 is a female vampire animatronic, as that'd be really awesome to see at Spirit Halloween again. Next, we see another sign in red text that reads Lantern Keeper. I assume this most likely will be a wraith holding a lantern of some sort, and this could be the cloaked figure we saw in the static earlier. Or it could be some sort of Gravedigger animatronic, which I love Gravediggers, and hopefully that is the case, but I would still love to see some sort of Wraith figure holding a lantern. This might have a similar mechanism to the Wraith animatronic we saw a couple years ago, and they actually did sell a similar version at Big Lots where it's a Reaper holding a lantern, so maybe we can see another alternate version of that. Next, we can see another animatronic name graffitied against the wall, which reads Head Case Harry, which I believe this animatronic was actually teased in the last teaser. I had mentioned in my last video that I think that zombie that we see against the glass is banging his head against the window, and that would make sense for this animatronic to be named Head Case Harry. I assume he will have a similar mech to Experimental Eddie, as well as Rick Batman, where he thrashes back and forth and bangs his head against the window. I'm really hoping that is the case because it's an awesome concept, and I would definitely pick this guy up. I can already just imagine him banging his head against the window in the ISC for this year, so fingers crossed that is the case. Get it? Head Case Harry? Okay. Next, we get another shot of the inside of the subway car. We actually get three names within this teaser. The first one being Trick or Treat Pete. I assume this could be similar to the Bloody Ghost animatronic we saw at Party City a couple years ago, where it's a trick-or-treater dressed up and he's holding a trick-or-treat bag. And fingers crossed he's wearing some sort of Halloween vintage mask, because I would just pick that up in an instant. Maybe inside the bag is a whole bunch of body parts, maybe like fingers and eyes. That would be really cool and gruesome to see at Spirit Halloween. I'm hoping that is the case, because I would definitely pick this thing up. Next, on the built-in board, we can see a poster that reads Terrifier Santa Claus, which is a nod to the Art the Clown character we saw in Terrifier 3, where he's dressed up as Santa Claus for the movie. Now, it's going to be a brand new Art the Clown animatronic, but however, we just got one last year, and he's returning for this year, so I'm thinking it could be a costume that we can add on to the animatronic. There have been many haunters who have done a customization where they added a Santa Claus outfit to their Terrifier animatronic, and if Spirit Halloween can sell one that comes in the movie, that would be even better. Next, we see it written on the bottom of the seat there, Grave Danger. I'm not entirely sure what this animatronic could be. This could be something similar to the Rising from the Grave zombie animatronic, which is my first Spirit Halloween animatronic I ever got, so that would be really awesome to see a remake of that done for Spirit Halloween 2025. Next is another sign above the opening doors that reads Trick or Treat Sam, which is the animatronic they actually had released back in 2019 of the licensed character Sam from the movie Trick or Treat. Now, they either could bring him back, or they could introduce a brand new version of him. I assume they're just going to return the old animatronic from 2019, or Spirit Halloween could introduce a brand new animatronic of him. However, I'm kind of leaning more towards the return of the original animatronic, as I didn't really see anything wrong with him, so thinking that might be what it is. Now, on the left and right of the doors, we actually can see two other graffiti names. One of them reading Owl Beast, and the other one reading Sinister Strawman. Now, both of these animatronics are actually ones that were leaked early on. Sinister Strawman most likely being a kind of remake of the Mr. Dark, Hellspot, and Towering Tallulah, where it's a pop-up animatronic, but this time it's a scarecrow. And I assume Owl Beast will most likely be something similar to the Desmodus Bat animatronic we saw back at Spirit Halloween 2023, where instead of it's a bat, it's going to be an owl animatronic. And finally, we get another sign above the opening doors that reads Twisted Grandma. aka Spine Twisting Granny, which is an animatronic made by Techie Toys that was leaked, I believe, last year. At least the concept art for it was. She kind of twists and contorts her body to where her head kind of faces around the other side, which is a very cool concept. I love that, and I'm hoping they still kind of keep that original concept like they showed in the concept art. And there you have it. That is my analysis of what each of these animatronic names might be. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below of what each of these animatronics could be, because I would love to hear your theories. I'm hoping within the next month we can see the new teaser that showcases all the brand new animatronics. Stay tuned for more Halloween uploads as we're getting close to the season, and I guarantee you many more retailers will be dropping all their Halloween lineups, like Haunted Hill Farm, Party City maybe even, who knows, Home Depot, Lowe's, you name it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next Spirit Halloween video.